So what is archaeology? Well, it's not the study of dinosaurs. It's not about raiding tombs or finding treasures or punching Nazis. It's about finding sites. And if you look at that map, sites are everywhere in Ontario. That map indicates that there are over 300 registered archaeological sites within a 10-kilometer radius of this university. And that's not all. In Ontario, there are between 800 and 1,000 registered archaeological sites per year, mostly by private sector archaeologists who are trying to excavate before development begins. And with those sites comes lots of artifacts. In fact, it's not just those arrowheads up there, but a lot of mundane artifacts, such as nails, plates, and flakes, which are the byproduct of tool production. So what happens to these artifacts? Well, in Ontario, artifacts are entrusted to the archaeologist who excavates them, which means they're not always stored in the best locations, leading to degradation and loss. That's where my research steps in. My research includes analyzing the legislation of the provinces and territories of Canada to determine the best practices for the care of archaeological material. For example, in Alberta, the government states that all artifacts are owned by the government, which means the artifacts are stored properly in government-funded facilities. In Ontario, we don't have that luxury. Our facilities are not funded completely by the government, meaning the archaeologist must foot the bill. Many can't afford that cost, and so artifacts languish in basements, storage lockers, and offices, becoming forgotten and lost. But who cares? Who cares if a bunch of nails corrode? Why are we paying money to store rocks? Well, it's our history. Archaeology is a destructive practice. Whenever we excavate and develop, we lose all remnants of a site. Archaeological resources are important to future studies. If an artifact is allowed to degrade or be lost, we lose that history, and it's our heritage. Oh no, I've lost it. We lose that heritage. For example, Canada is more than 13,000 years old. So much of our information about Canada is based on material remains, not historical documents. So we must protect and conserve these archaeological remains. With well-crafted laws, we can ensure that these informative artifacts can be available to inform future generations. Thank you.
Again, just like a perfect archaeologist. You did a great job.